Hey, I'm Kendall, the manager of the NEMO customer service team. We're going to help share some useful tips and tricks to make sure that when you do go to sleep in your NEMO tent, you're going to wake up in the exact same place. We'll be talking today about using your included guy lines that come with your shelter to maximize the stability and strength of your tent. So the first thing we're going to do is show you a lot of different options for how to guy out your shelter. Even on this one side of the tent, we have a few different places where you could connect your guy lines that come with your tent too. There's a few here, and really you can use your best judgment to where you want to set up those guy out cords. Really what we recommend is setting them up on the windward side of the shelter, so where that wind is coming from and touching that shelter first. That's going to give it the most stability if you do connect the cords on that side and stake them out to the proper points. When you are connecting those guy out cords from the tent to something on the ground, you can use either a stake, something like our air pin is going to be really helpful for that. You can use a sand or a snow anchor depending on your conditions, or something like a boulder or another natural feature that won't move for you. So those guy lines are going to be found in your stake kit of your shelter. Depending on your tent, you're going to have a few of varying lengths and color. This one happens to be green here, kind of matches our tent, which is fun. But when you do open those up, usually what we recommend is connecting the looped side that's going to come on the guy line right to the guy out point of the shelter that you want to use. I'll pull that through there just so it stays nice and tight for me. And then what I'm going to do is move down and find my stake point. Usually you want to give a good angle to give a great stability there. If you do it really close to the tent, it's actually not going to be quite as strong as if you are able to stretch it out. So really use the length of your cord and really pull it out to an area where it's going to give it a lot of stability. So when you're guying out your shelter, you're going to connect it right to your stake point there, the guy out loop, and then I'm going to bring it down all the way to where my stake in the ground would be. For this example, I'm just going to use this black clip here, but this could be your anchor, your extra stake, your boulder, anything that's on the ground there. I just did a simple loop right around that clip, and then I'm bringing it back up. And the knot we like to use is called a taut line hitch. It's a really simple knot that we like because it's easy to tie, it's adjustable once it's tied, and then it is easy to untie as well when you do want to break down camp. So the really simple way to do a taut line hitch is to loop that cord over. You're going to start to wrap it around your line in the direction back of the stake like that. You're going to do that exactly the same thing one more time, right around that loop. And then you're going to move back up to the top, above the knot, and you're going to do the exact same thing and loop it around that cord. So depending on the type of cord you're using, you might want to give an extra little loop when you are working down towards your stake point before you do that final wrap. That'll give it a little more friction on the line, and depending on the slipperiness of that line, it might give you just what you need to make sure it stays tight. When you are ready to pack down camp, feel free to just undo those steps that you did in the past. Just undo those loops and it comes out simple as that. I like to leave that guy out line right on the shelter, especially if you're just packing up to move somewhere else for the night. It's a simple way to just make sure that you're prepared. You can set up camp really simply the next day when you are maybe tired and ready to get in. So let us know if you have any questions. Again, feel free to practice those knots. There's a lot of great tutorials online here. Feel free to give us a call if you have any questions about this or anything else on our page.